My name is Sam Belsan. I'm an 8th grade social studies teacher at Coleman Middle School here in Wichita, Kansas. All right, so let's talk about today. We are going to do collaborative study groups. One of the greatest parts of this semester has been being part of the AVID site team here at Coleman. So AVID is a college readiness program here in the district, and Coleman is a national demonstration school. And so being a part of the team here has also meant that I've had increased focus on that in my classes. So things like writing, inquiry, collaboration, making those a primary part of my lessons, and helping kids understand that's what we're doing. When we do a collaborative activity, I don't just say, hey, we're working together. I use the word collaboration because these are skills that will apply for the rest of their lives. Okay, so do you guys remember the presentations we did on Tuesday? What were some of the things we talked about on Tuesday? About halfway through this semester, we had a discussion about the Declaration of Independence and Thomas Jefferson, and several kids were bringing things from Twitter or from social media in general or YouTube videos that they're like, but Mr. Belsan, what does this mean? And I think having that high level of engagement has been a pleasant surprise, and it hasn't been a hurdle to overcome like I might have anticipated early on. So the two political parties, could you maybe put political parties as a vocab? Like, what is a political party? We spend a lot of time talking about current events, especially in my honors classes, because we want to see how the history we're studying is still relevant today. It was one of my goals going into the year, and we have certainly had a tumultuous time politically. And I mean, words like impeachment, you see them, but until you actually discuss what does an impeachment trial and inquiry look like, what is the process, how does this work, what are the votes on it, those are things that don't feel as real unless they're actually happening. So I think that that's been something for us that's worked really well. This written reflection is going to allow me to read what you guys learned or thought about today's session. You go home and there's just this weight that doesn't go away, like when I was student teaching or when I did observations or when I was a para. There's this greater sense of, I have to do this right. I don't want to mess up. I stress about, well, how can I support this student? The student has needs accommodations. How do I do that? How do I do that and support every other student and make sure that I'm not missing out on the opportunity to let kids thrive on their own? That's really difficult. I'm learning more about how controlling I tend to be. And having 8th graders who are willing to tell me, hey, Mr. Belsan, I can do this, is really big for me. There's not been a day this year that I have thought, this is not what I want to do. Every day I leave work going, I love this. I love the challenge and the trial, the hardship, the stress. I love it all because I also love the satisfaction of seeing those aha moments, those moments when kids connect, when they go, wait, I do remember that. I do know that. So we got the Senate and the House of Representatives. So once a bill gets approved in one, it goes to the other. Then, where does it go?
To the Supreme Court.
No, who's got to sign it first? Yeah, the president signs it, and then it might go to the Supreme Court if it needs to. One of the big things we're trying to do is teach higher level thinking. So it's easy to Google stuff, right? But we want kids to be able to replicate it and to create their own versions of it and communicate that clearly. And so that's a hard challenge, but our activity that we did just today, the collaborative study groups, kids can just read off their papers or they can discuss it, or they can revise it, or they can make changes as needed. And those changes as part of their group are going to make them remember it better than before. We want to teach that as a life skill so that no matter what they're doing, whatever job they have one day, whether they ever use social studies again in their lives, that they know how to do these things and apply them in every context. I'm really looking forward to having conversations about difficult parts of history so that I can see where the kids are at and hopefully encourage them to grow in their understanding of the situations and their responses. I view my job as helping bring up the next generation of American citizens and people who live here and want to make this a great place to thrive and to explore ideas and to come to. And because of that, they're able to do that by looking at the past, seeing it repeat itself, and desiring to change it in the future.